Okay, NBA Board of Directors will vote on September 20th on 3 potential rule changes affecting this season. Shot clock resets to 14 seconds instead of 24 seconds after an offensive rebound. I didn't understand this at first, but what it really means simply is that the game will be sped up. When a team grabs an offensive rebound, they can no longer just stand around and hold the ball for another 24 seconds to kill the clock, say at the end of a quarter or the end of a half or the end of a game, or just to dribble or just to kill the clock in general, so that it doesn't go back to a guy like Kyrie Irving who's just going to dribble around for 24 seconds looking for his move. Teams will now have 10 seconds less. So basically, when they get the offensive rebound, they can clear it if they want, but they pretty much have to go right back into some offensive set or some isolation play or pick and roll or whatever it is. So that will just speed up the game. So that's good. Just less standing around. So that's good that speeds up the game. Like soccer games, I believe they're shorter and there's less interruptions and it's just fluid play, not all these commercial breaks. So the more the NBA game gets sped up, the better, I say, within certain limitations. Okay, what's the other rule? Simplification of clear path foul. So if a guy is driving to the hoop on a fast break or driving down the court and a defender knows he can't stop him, he just grabs him from behind or whatever to stop him and get the foul. There's going to be simplification of that. So probably, we will see, but teams are probably going to have to be a lot more careful with how they foul on the fast break. Probably anything close to a clear path foul is now just going to be called a foul. So it's going to be probably just basically hands off on these fast breaks when the offensive team has the lead. So we'll probably see less stoppages of play, less fouls, more big dunks, more layups on the fast break, and more protection for the offense on these fast breaks when they have an advantage. So that's good too, and that also probably speeds up the game because less fouls, less stoppages of play, less free throws, more dunks, and more of an up and down pace of game, right? Defense steals the ball, runs down for the break, dunks the ball. They don't get fouled before they can even start the fast break. And the other team comes down, and then you get a faster rhythm of the game. So that's good too. Great thinking, NBA guys. Expanded definition of hostile act for instant replay. Now this one could get a little. Depending on how they're writing it, could actually slow down the game, obviously. If it's any little microaggression or any accidental contact to the shoulder or the neck or the head, I don't know. I'm all for head protection, but if any little potential possibility of a hostile act is cause for stopping the game and going to instant replay and killing all the momentum and taking 5 minutes of everybody's life that they'll never see again, to review plays that everyone basically knows were already innocent and nothing hostile at all, but technically they have to go to the instant replay just to make 100% sure instead of 99% sure, that could be problematic. So it looks like we've got 2 potential rules changes that will speed up the game and one that will slow it down, but we will see. Maybe I'm misreading 1, 2, or 3 of these rule proposals that are going to be voted on and would go into effect for the 2018-19 season. And for the Celtics, offensive rebounding, a huge weakness for them, especially in the playoffs. Part of these motion offense systems is that when you know it could be anybody who gets the shot, you can't have a designated offensive rebounder. Whereas if you know it's going to be one guy going into isolation, even if it's just 20 25% of the time, and you have clear-cut isolation plays, you can have it already worked out where in those situations, everybody else gets back except for this guy, or except for that guy and that guy. And they know their job is to go in there every time for the offensive rebound while everybody else gets back, rather than having all 5 guys run back on defense and having none of them prepared to go in for an offensive rebound, so that you basically have next to zero chance of actually getting an offensive rebound because everybody's getting back on defense because it's not worked out coordinated beforehand where there's one designated offensive rebounder. And when you don't have one or even 2 designated offensive rebounders, coaches are worried about all 5 guys running in for the offensive rebound and nobody gets back. And so instead they just tell them all to get back. So the Celtics have that issue. But maybe now we'll all have more designated offensive rebounders. And offensive rebounding, another reason why these long, skinny guys are so important, because even if they're not grabbing the offensive rebound, they can tip the ball to somebody else. And the Celtics don't really have a lot of those guys. And maybe Robert Williams could be one of them. Yeah, he definitely could. But anyway, offensive rebounding weakness of my Celtics. But this offensive rebounding rule has no effect on really anything except speed of play. All right, guys, let me know what you think about these potential rules changes going into effect in about 2 months when basketball starts. I'll see you soon. Peace.